Oh well, good evening. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I guess I took a break this evening from watching your 80s or classic retro horror movie. I watched something new because I am a fan of certain new movies like Hell House and stuff of that nature. And believe it or not, the creator of Hell House, Stephen Cognetti, has a new movie on Shudder, streaming live on Shudder. 825 Forest Road. It's I think his first departure from the found footage style of Hell House series, and it's like and it goes onto the traditional narrative format. Um, so I was excited to see it because I love Hell House. I think Hell House is great, especially the first one, and Carmichael Manor. Those two are like great horror movies, and they have it just it was a to me it was a shocking new twist on found footage. And then I'm a shill for like haunted house movies, so Hell House tickled all of that. So he's back again. He has his own movie, or his own creation, a new creation called 825 Forest Road. And I guess we'll go over the quick little plot. Quick overview, if you must. So the story follows Chuck Wilson, who, after a family tragedy, relocates to the town of Ashland Falls with his wife Maria and his sister Isabel. They soon uncover the haunting legend of Helen Foster, a woman who committed suicide in the 40s, and her ghost has since been terrorizing the town. And the key to ending the hauntings lies in finding and destroying Helen's elusive former home at 825 Forest Road. And yeah, so I have some good things to say about it and some bad things to say about it. I'm just being honest and keeping it real. That's what I want to do. I just want to just always keep it real with these movies, especially the new ones, and older ones, of course. So this movie it divides into like 4 chapters, and it pretty much presents a narrative from each different character's perspective of what's going on in the story. And it pretty much adds a lot of depth and allows for a gradual buildup of the suspense. As far as the horror tropes, I can say it has some familiar ones like jump scares, the eerie setting, very uncomfortable. They have a new home, but it's not home because it's haunted and they don't know what's going on, and the whole time it's unsettling. And I liked it. I like the atmosphere. It definitely felt very uncomfortable, very mysterious. What's going on? What are we doing here? Um Moments where they don't even want to talk about it. They don't, especially if you watch each chapter, each person's going through something that they don't want to share with the other person until you get later on in the movie. And then it even has some emotional undertones, a lot of grief and trauma. And they use the I think they use the hauntings as like a metaphor for like unresolved sorrow, and adds like a pretty cool emotional undertone to the horror narrative. But my criticism, I'd probably say the pacing is weird. The pacing is a little I probably would say the pacing's like, it starts off straight to the point, and then it kind of like falls off and then picks up, it falls off, it picks up, and then it ends, and the movie's over. And you're like, whoa. So and a lot of it has to do with it being chapter based as well, because you're going to go through chapter 1 seeing it as this person's perspective, and you're going to see all the spooky stuff that happened to him, and then the movie's kind of, I don't want to say restarts, but it kind of takes off when they move into their home from there, and all the spooky stuff that happens to them. So you have to keep rebuilding it over and over and over again, and it's like the pacing just throws off, and then it ends and it's over. all this build up, all these chapters, all this stuff, and building up the story, all the suspense, and then it's over. You're like, oh, okay. As far as the acting is the acting was okay. Wasn't bad, wasn't good. It's okay. Some good parts, some dumb parts. Like there was moments, I guess, in the screenplay. It was probably more so on the screenplay. They just had weird parts where they would ask questions and kind of ask dumb questions and dumb moments in the movie. I'm trying to spoil too much because it is a new movie versus what I normally talk about, which is retros and throwbacks. But there is parts where it's kind of like, why was that there, and then also the movie kind of suffers due to its chapter based and each chapter giving you a perspective of each person in that house. It does suffer from repetitive scenes because it literally will play that same scene all the way over, from that person's perspective. It's like, do we have to hear the whole conversation? Sum it up, But I guess I could say overall, 825 Forest Road. It offers a fresh take on the haunted house genre. It blends a little bit of traditional horror elements with some emotional storytelling. It has it falls off with the pacing and the character development, but it does do a really good job in creating that haunting atmosphere and that uncomfortable feeling, and it has some good jump scares. It got me. I don't know if it's because I was drinking and watching that movie at the same time, but it definitely got me a few times. I commend Steven for making this movie, for stepping out of his Hell House world to making this movie. I definitely commend him for making it, and showing his versatility beyond the found footage element that he's used to. So I commend him for that. The movie's not trash. I can definitely say that. But there was one other problem. I'm an audio guy in life, like audio engineering, producing, DJing, and all that stuff. So there was these really weird audio moments where my friend that was watching it with me, my friend Bass Guy, shout out to Bass Guy, man. He was watching it with me. We were watching it on we were streaming it. We had like a group video watch. It was pretty cool. And even Overthink. Shout out to Overthink Movies, Overthink Gaming. He was there as well for a little bit, and we were watching it. And these weird audio moments where like you could tell they did like some post editing or post recording audio voice recordings in the movie, because there was a lot of moments where the audio was just really off. Like somebody would say something and it literally sounded like a soundboard. I was like, what the heck? I'm gonna play that scene for you in the movie. Hopefully I don't get copywritten, but it's all right. I just want to show.
Hey, what's going on out here?
Hey,
like what was what like who mixed that? The point that I was making, but see what I'm talking about, Other than that, the audio was cool. Then also there's times the audio was really good, like where it sounded like when it was thundering in the movie, it sounded like it was thundering outside. So it just had this weird imbalance of good and bad throughout the movie, from pacing to acting to the scares and the storytelling. There's a combination of good and bad. So that was one big thing that just struck me weird, that to be a problem, like the audio being like, just the voiceovers were just way too off. They weren't mixed right. And the pace of that conversation was totally different from that little audio clip they would play of the person, talking, This is weird. You'd have to see it for yourself to really get what I'm saying. But you'll see it. You'll hear it. You'll watch it and you'll be like, what happened? It's just weird. But for those interested, before I give the score, for those interested, it is exploring 825 Forest Road. It is available on Shudder, and I'm just now seeing it. It's like May. I think it came out like April 4th, 2025. So yeah, it came out a month ago. It took me a month to get to this movie, and I just kept forgetting about it until I seen it on YouTube. I was like, oh, that's right, I gotta watch this. But I could definitely say the movie wasn't bad, wasn't that great, but it had some great moments. It had some dumb moments, and it was his first movie outside of Hell House, outside of found footage. So kudos for that. But to be honest, the score I'd give this movie is probably a 6 out of 10 for sure. 6 out of 10, not bad, not good. A little more on the good side. I got scared a couple times. There's some creepy moments, and and it was his style creepy too, especially with the pianos. And there's some good scary piano scenes there. You know, it was really creepy. But yeah, I enjoyed it. At the end of the day, I was glad to see something else from the creator of Hell House. So check it out. It's on Shudder. Let me know what you guys think if you've seen it. And if you have any other questions about the movie, let me know. I'd gladly chop it up with you. But if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up, man. Dark Rewind, rocking the godly shirt. I'm out. Peace.